Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rapid Fire here on Extra Step. We're here with Coach K, Coach Derwin, and a special guest, Josh, here. Say what's up, everybody. Say what's up.
What's
What's
good?
good?
What's good,
What's good? What's
everyone?
good? What's good?
Yo,
Yes, Coach Josh, you're on the show with us, my dude. What's up, man?
I appreciate it, man. Honestly, I watch snippets here and there, and finally, I'm finally doing a podcast with you guys. So I appreciate, the invite.
No, of course, of course.
Absolutely.
No, we gotta
Glad to
like
have you on.
no real talk because like it's been a conversation trying to get some coaches and players,
Mhm.
on this more and just get everyone's perspective, especially what's been going on. So
Exactly.
this is the way we want to trend, and now we got you on it. And I know you love your Raptors, so we'll get on to that later on. But I know
Yeah, for
Hezzy,
sure.
you know where we got to be in line, so I'm gonna let
yeah,
Hezzy
for
do
sure.
his thing.
So I don't want to start off with an emotional one, but we kind of have to here, So we all know it's been a year since the death of Kobe Bryant, and he's touched the lives of many people around the world. So how does he still impact our lives on a daily basis? So Derwin, I know you really wanted to answer this question first, so I'm gonna give you the mic. I'm gonna let you answer this question first.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Obviously, you guys see he was my favorite player growing up. Like I don't know what else I can say besides that. Just what he taught me on a daily basis, and what Mamba mentality really means to me personally. That's something that I'm gonna make sure that as a coach, I'm gonna pass on to as many players as I can, and his legacy will never be gone because we as coaches will just always have that Mamba mentality to push each other to make each other better every day, and I think that's what he really meant for me as a coach growing up. Whether or not I know he passed away, but like just that whole thing that happened, like you said, a chain of reactions, a chain of something happened, and then boom, everything just went out of line, and now like it's been a year. I can't even believe it. I really can't.
Yeah, for real. It's been a long year of up and down. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, honestly, it's been it's. I think that's the last time I think any of us can really say we had a real taste of reality
yeah,
because I feel like since then the world's kind of just really take that. It's like a burger flip, right? But the
Mhm.
world just literally flipped over, and it just feels like it hasn't been right. It's almost like we need him to come back in order to be right. Like
exactly.
it's literally like a missing piece with Kobe gone, and man, that guy literally has so much like change coming. Like what he was planning for the future,
Exactly.
especially for basketball
Ish.
and girls, it's unbelievable. Like I think he saw what the future of basketball was. I think that's something that I appreciate of Kobe. Like he wasn't my favorite player growing up. I hated him realistically. I was a LeBron fan, and when he dropped 81 on the Raptors, I ain't gonna lie, man. Rest in peace on you, bro. But like, I
Exactly.
wanted to punch him in his face. I
Yeah.
was like, yo, this guy gonna piss me off. And I think him after the 08 finals and watching him finally get that ring and just seeing how he started changing as a man and you see where he was going, it opened my eyes out, to how big of an impact he has on everybody around me. Derwin, I know you're a huge fan, and I know everyone loved him, but it's just even if you weren't a fan of him, you enjoyed his success. You enjoyed the words he spoke. You enjoyed everything that he tried to do. So it was
Everybody could love him. Everybody could love him. It
everybody,
wasn't like
right?
one or two types of. It was everybody. He was so relatable, and he just the amount of wisdom that came out of his mouth was just like
It
yeah,
was
I don't even know what to
it,
say.
it was I would say he's a philosopher in a way,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Like
no, he
if
really
you really
is.
think about it, like he changed the game, he changed the world's culture, like Mamba mentality. I'll never change. So
Yeah.
I just think that like where he was, it's like he came on Earth to spread his knowledge in his way, and he's now helped us going forward. It is unfortunate we got to get a bumpy start, but he's definitely had a huge impact on my life, and it sucks, man, because I know my dad's a big fan, and his birthday now falls a day before uh, or day after, sorry, Kobe's death. So I know for him it's been weird since passing. He hasn't been the same on his birthdays.
Exactly. I was just gonna say a couple of just honorable mentions of him, like four All-Star game MVPs, like four straight games of 50 points or more. Like those are things that are crazy. One thing I remember from Kobe Bryant was I think it was against I'm trying to remember I think Orlando, or who was he against? Matt Barnes was on the team.
Yeah,
And
Orlando.
I know the infamous GIF right there where he has the ball in his hand, and they were Matt Barnes and Kobe Bryant were beefing. He's talking smack to him
All
on the
game.
inbound. Exactly, like on the inbound, like he throws the ball and not even a flinch. Like that's how you know that the man is tough. Like honestly tough. And just like how he goes in practice, he's getting at guys on practice. He didn't care who you are. You could be the best player on the team. Well, you could think you're the best player on the team. He's going to go after you, right? He's going to be like, you know what? You're going to play the way we should play as a team. But then again, also, a lot of people think of him as a hog too. But hey, man does his thing at the fourth quarter. He does his thing.
No, that's amen to that. That man will go get a clutch bucket, no problems. He'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not pressing the A button, man. Forget y'all. I'm shooting."
Exactly.
But going back to Josh's other comment, like when Shaq, like when he was young, and Shaq was the best player on the team, he pushed Shaq, man. As much as people want to talk about three straight, like there's no three straight that in the early 2000s without Kobe, man. So like for them to, if they worked, maybe they would have gotten like 10 straight. We don't know. Like it could have been that good, but obviously people have egos and stuff. But regardless, man, he just came in with that attitude where even at 18, 17, he was the best player on the court, and he had no problem with that.
Yeah, honestly, with Kobe in my life, like I know I didn't really get into basketball at that young of an age. I probably started watching basketball around like when I was 10. And my first 2K, I played 2K10, and he was a cover athlete. And so, obviously with the cover athlete, I'm about to be like, oh, who's this Kobe guy? And so I started playing with him. He was nice on 2K10. So I'm like, he's my favorite player, So I would watch game film of him when I was young, when I used to play basketball, and like I would try and copy like his every move for games. And it's just like it's just a little things that hurt, because it's like I remember those things and it kind of touches me in a way. And it's like with Kobe, he taught me how to be motivated and how to just be a dog. Like, and then it doesn't even matter about being on the basketball court. Like you could be like you could be motivated to do anything in this world, and that's what Kobe really taught us while he was on this earth, how to just keep on pushing through hard times and just be motivated. And that's what really I learned from Kobe during his career. So
I had a quick question for you guys though.
Yeah.
Did you guys any of you guys had any Kobe shoes? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I had more Kobe's than I did LeBron.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's how it is. I ain't gonna lie. Like his shoes, I think is the best basketball shoe on the market to this day. That's how strong I feel about the Kobe's. Like
that's a big statement.
When I first got my own pair, it was all red. It was, which one was it? The nines? I think Kobe nines. Yeah, all red. And I loved them, man. I was a shooter in those. Like every time I took a shot, I just came down like I was on a cloud. I moved my ankle. I could feel every movement I had. I could understand why he made the shoe the way it is. And it was just like, I just felt, I felt like Kobe at times playing. Like I just felt like I could take any shot I want. Like you can't guard me kind of shit. So, yeah, man. His shoes, they were on point.
Hey, BB as a teacher on the side too. In school, I still hear kids call out Kobe. I'm like, you guys don't even know who Kobe is, right? Kobe, right? So like, it's it's gone down from like generations, and it'll continue to go.
Yeah, for real.
Absolutely, I agree.
Oh yeah.
I think that's a great way to wrap up this question and get straight to the next question. So, I guess Coach K, you can answer this question. So can Brooklyn's new big three be enough to make it to the finals and win it all?
All right, so listen, I understand it's the three best ISO players you've ever seen in this game, right, on the same team. I think if Steve Nash does a couple of things, they have a potential to make it to the finals. Like, put James Harden at the point guard, let, Kyrie be more of a scorer off the ball so he feels more comfortable in his role. Because if you have him bring up the ball's not getting passed around. I'm sorry. The man dropped 38 points back to back. It was like 2 assists each time. You are a point guard and get 2 assists? That's a joke.
Nah, he's there. Shoot, he's there too.
I think with the talent they have, and even if they do what I'm saying that they should do, and Steve Nash should really consider that having James Harden run that room point, I still don't think it could be enough because I look at a team like Boston and I look at a team like Miami, and I think they still give Brooklyn problems because at the end of the day, offense could win you a game, but defense wins you championships.
Yep.
I see no defense in Brooklyn. Like, there's definitely not a D in Brooklyn when you look at Brooklyn. All right. Like, I don't know. Like, they got the definite New York style basketball, but it is not New York style basketball. I'm gonna cross you, but when you come back down the other end, you can cross me. So I think Brooklyn makes a conference finals, and then that's it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just thinking like right now, since James Harden came there, what are they like 5-3? Which is it's not bad, but it's also not good when you got 3, big time players. And just kind of piggybacking on what he said, they have no defense, therefore they have to outscore, which they can outscore the team, like dropping 120 points. Outscoring their team versus D, because right now, if you look at the defense, like you said, they don't have anybody. And right now, I'm just thinking about, Timothy Karabit. I don't know how to say his name, like Timothy Karabit.
Yeah. The French boy.
Frenchman. I remember when we played, the Raptors played them on the first round. He looked nice.
Yeah, he did.
And in the beginning of the year, he was still looking nice, but now he's fallen off, right? So
we're talking about TLC, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they're gonna need big games from him.
Yep.
I'm thinking like Joe Harris. They're gonna need big games from him still. What's another guy? What's that old? He's an old head. Sorry to call him an old head.
Jeff Green.
Say it again.
Yeah, Jeff Green.
Jeff Green. I love the guy because I think that guy can play any team. But like, they're gonna need games from him. So, in terms of them, getting that chip, they better hope they do it now, or they do it, I don't know, maybe next year, because that team could, like I told, like I'm watching my mom's soap operas. You know how it, soap opera goes well, and then something just blows up, and it's gonna happen there too. It's just gonna happen there, and I'll be there with my popcorn watching everything fall apart.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
They were saying on I think it was ESPN or something like that. They were saying that Durant might have the best comeback from an Achilles injury that we've seen since, like, didn't Julius Erving like tear his Achilles?
Yeah, he did.
Came back and he played the same level. I think Durant, if he can be like their top scorer and James Harden could be a facilitator and Kyrie can just be their secondary scorer, I honestly think they can make the finals easy. Just matters who they face in the finals. If they have to face the Lakers, that's gonna be a really hard matchup for them. And even I could go as far as saying like the Clippers, when they play at their full potential, that's still gonna be a hard matchup because you got Kawhi. Like, he can probably, I'm not gonna say he can lock up Durant, but he'll give him problems. And you got Paul George, which he can be in his best career, he could be almost an MVP. So,
but it depends who we see. Do we see playoff P or do we see pandemic?
Yeah, exactly.
It's always pandemic P.
You never know
side of the backboard P.
Bro, that guy, you never know with that guy, bro. Let's not even get into that. I'm gonna just start criticizing him if we get into that. So, all right,
but going back to you guys about playing defense, for sure, no question about it. Defense wins championships. We know that as coaches, but we got 3 of the best ISO scorers of all fucking, like, honestly, man, like, we haven't seen 3 guys that could get their own bucket whatever the hell they need to. So the game basketball is about runs, right? who's gonna have the better runs at the end of the day in the fourth quarter. I know they haven't really worked right now, but in the playoffs, things slow down. Fourth quarter, slow down. Hey, if I need a bucket, I'm gonna give it to Durant. If I need a bucket, hey Kyrie, here's if I don't get a bucket from those two, all right, James Harden, my third option. All right, say less. But I do understand, like, I don't think they're winning the finals this year. I think that they still need to mesh a little bit. I think Kyrie needs to get into this new role because I think he's too used to bringing up the ball, too used to having it his way. Now sitting back a little bit, maybe being the secondary scorer, like Matthew was saying, that might be the better option for him. So and the team. So we'll see. We'll see going forward. But I'll say this year, I don't even know about the finals. I'll say there's some teams in the East that are Boston's looking scary as hell still. So we'll see.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you saw that meme, because you know the whole thing about Kyrie Irving, didn't want to stay in Cleveland because he didn't want to be no Robin to no Batman.
Yeah.
What is he now? Like, what do you say? Is he the first, second, or third option? Okay, I'm sorry, I'm never gonna say the first option because I think it's KD. But
Right? I was gonna say, we can't even put him up for discussion for that one. But
he's Alfred, no?
He's Alfred the butler.
Yeah,
he's the butler. That's what he is, man. He's been a butler. That's what people forget. He's been a damn butler. He was a butler in Cleveland. He's a butler now. That's what I'm gonna say about Kyrie. I'm sorry, like he's one of those players that his ego is too much for a team and organization. I just don't understand why he makes things so different. I know he's playing well now, but I just hope he doesn't try to have his emotions destroy this team.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. He doesn't know how to work with others and allow them to kind of be themselves as well. Like it's weird. Like for him, it's kind of like you have to either follow my way. If you don't, like you're an idiot. That's the vibe I get from Kyrie.
Oh,
yeah.
Just based on his interview from before, when he didn't want to talk to media, he's saying that other people are pawns. Like right? I don't even know. Like him carrying himself outside. I don't get me wrong. He does good things. I don't know if you guys heard about him buying the family of George Floyd, like a house and all that, and like he does a lot of good things. But like he has to be careful what he does, off the court, because it's going to affect his on court. Someone's going to say something, right?
Yeah, say something. No, 100%. And honestly, I will say this: for Kyrie, I think he needs to be just understand. Like, listen, I just need to be a basketball player. I don't need to be that guy that draws attention, right? Because every time he speaks, he feels that they should fall in line. You can't call people pawns and expect those same people to lay off, right? Because it's their job to come and interview you. Get like everyone called it. Like he gets millions of dollars because these people are trying to figure out about him. It's him. It's itself that is giving him his money, his own brand. That's great, and that's what you want to get to as a player in the NBA. But he needs to understand, like it comes with its negatives. You don't get your way all the time. Like he's acting like a spoiled brat. As much as he's a great guy, he's absolutely great for the community. But he just sometimes does. He does too much. And I feel like he's going to be a dictator one day. But I will say this: Republicans do good things too.
There you go.
I think.
Right?
Yeah.
As much as he does good things, Republicans do good things too. Just remember that. But do good things still doesn't mean you're on the same page as everyone else.
All right, so let's get on with our third question. So our third and final question, Josh, I'm going to let you start off with this because I heard you're a really big Raptors fan. What really is going on with the Raptors and why have they been struggling as of late?
Oh, man. So there's so many, you know what? I'm just going to give the Nick Nurse face of right? He gives that face a lot. What's happening? And I feel like sometimes he just wants to, tie up his shoes and be on the court and shoot a tray ball. Because right now, I don't know what's going on with Siakam because he can't hit a three. He can't hit shots, man. And you know what? I think it was pretty much, last season being in the bubble. And, at the beginning of the season, he was rolling. Like he looked like a top 5 player. And then teams started figuring it out. Like they knew that he loves to do the spin move. They know he likes to score in the paint, and he just really struggled. And just going back to like the team previously when we had Kawhi, he was the second or third option there, right? And he moved really well off the ball, like, off screens and stuff like that. But now since he's the number one option, everyone kind of knows his moves, and he needs to improve on that. And I know he said that, like last season he, it was during COVID and he didn't have a basketball in the net. Man, you're making thousands. I don't know how much money you're making, but you're making a lot of money. If
max money. Max,
yeah, you're making a lot of money. If that's really a thing, like he should have, put in the work there. And then just leaking into this season, like, I don't know, he's kind of like disappearing, and it's kind of bad because it kind of puts an image on the Raptors because he's our number one guy, and if he's not showing that number one quality of a player, who would want to come over here, right? But I will say the one thing that I really like about the Raptors is the development that we have. If you look at all the players, like from Siakam to Van Vliet to Boucher, those are all guys that came from the G League, and they all have something to prove, and they're proving it. It's just that I don't know. They were proving it, but I don't know this season. Like Freddie, he's kind of fallen off too. People are figuring out. I know he's an undersized guard, right? And I think,
but it is easier to defend him. It's
easier to defend him, exactly.
Oh, hold on, you guys don't do that to Freddie.
I know. Okay,
Freddie's averaging 19 a game this year.
No, like yo, for sure. Like we understand where like you know what I mean. Of course, he's a great scorer and stuff, but just being an undersized guard, it is a disadvantage. That there's no question about it.
Exactly. And Boucher went on a hot streak of hitting threes, but now even that last
50%.
game, like last game, he kind of fell off too, right? So then the question is, who do we look forward to? And I guess it's OG, because OG is the one that's looking spicy, as I could say.
Oh,
right?
Lord.
That's our only hope. That's our only hope, I guess. That's it.
I may do the sign of the cross then, because if that is our hope, that's a big prayer or something. That is I'm jumping up and down. I don't know.
I'm
trying to find a lucky
Kawhi
charm.
2.0, yo.
Well, yeah. You guys keep believing that nonsense. Listen, I know what the Raptors need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be on my campaign again. I know I was not right with my campaign for Giannis, but this time, this campaign, it needs to go worldwide. People need to take notice as Raptor fans, and we need this man, and we need the organization
get out
to
your
pick
pen
it
and
up.
pencil for Coach K's campaign.
Yeah.
We need Bradley Beal. It is necessary. We need a go-to scorer. The problem, the Raptors are fine, right? If you look at the roster and how the team is built, it's actually a team that is built to contend, but with a star. That's the issue they have. Like Siakam was supposed to step up to the number one role, right, and take over from Lowry, or pretty much take over from Lowry, and he hasn't done it. Lowry, who is 34, 35 years old now, is still out hooping a young kid like Siakam. And then you got Freddie, who, in my opinion, is balling. All right, he's getting 19 a game. He's already improved his stat total from last year. I think he's the only other Raptor other than Lowry that is actually stepping up and giving a little bit more consistency than others. OG, he's giving me a fluke here. Okay, that's great. I'm sorry. I don't believe in OG. Derwin, you know this. Many times I preach this. I think he's a good player, but time to trade him. The time is now. Add him in a trade. Add as many first rounders as you need, because let's be real, you can rebuild by finding undrafted players anyways.
Yep.
And just simply bring a guy like Bradley Beal, who's averaging the most points per game this year. Like, that would change the Raptors' whole dynamic, because they can now play team defense. That's okay. You can hide Bradley Beal's defense. It's not that hard. He had 4 steals the other night, dropping 43 points with 4 steals.
It's nuts.
You can still put him in your system. So I really believe that the Raptors just need to make a change there, make a trade. Siakam could go back, like you said, to the number 2 option, because he's a Scottie Pippen. He is a Robin. Okay, maybe an Alfred the Butler, but we know he's not a number 1 option. They get a Bradley Beal with Nick Nurse in that offense. That team will go sky high again. Will be a top 3 team in the East. And if Bradley Beal likes it, and then Siakam and Freddie keep growing, we're talking about a big. I would say a Toronto 3, not a big 3, a Toronto 3.
Yep, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know how that would make financial sense, but you probably have to give away Kyle as well.
Bye-bye.
A lot of money, coach.
Go call Philly.
Let's be on this top. Let's continue this topic of potential trade proposals for Bradley Beal. Let's add this on to this topic. So honestly,
Okay.
in my opinion, for Bradley Beal, I think you definitely have to give up either Lowry or Freddie. I think we should keep Freddie because he's a younger guy. He's been playing much better. I know his trade potential is high, but you have to keep him. He's a really good young player. I say we trade Lowry. I also think we should trade OG. I don't really believe in OG to take our team to the next level. And a couple first round picks. And I think that should really be all to get Bradley Beal. And maybe a second round pick or whatever you need to do to make it financially wise. But I think that's a really good trade. I want to know your guys' opinion too and what you guys think.
I'll say I think it takes more than that because if you think about all the teams out there, the Lakers want to put in something really good. They need it. I don't know if you ever saw that video how James Harden went to the Nets, and this guy made a video of like James Harden went to the Nets and he was pretending he was LeBron. I think we need to put in more. So I think it has to be like if you're gonna do that, it has to be OG, Norman Powell. Has to be Lowry, and probably like 2 or 3 first round picks in there just to, for them to pick up the phone. Right.
Yeah. That's and the thing is, and I've been saying it, you still need to add a third team because Washington ain't taking Kyle Lowry. They're not going to keep Kyle Lowry and Westbrook on the same team. That don't make no damn sense. Because Lowry going to be like, trade me to Philly immediately if he gets to Washington. So I think you add Philly in, you do with Ben Simmons in there. I'm sorry, Ben Simmons. It's time for you to go to Washington and start out your career in Washington. They'll probably release Westbrook or buy him out because let's be real, it's a waste of time having him, paying him anyways. And then you have Kyle Lowry on the Sixers. You'll have Bradley Beal in Toronto. Obviously, Washington's taking all of Toronto's picks because it isn't happening. We're not going to get lucky and we'll give like 2 picks away. We're giving away our next like 6 years. That's fine. I'll give away 6 years to get 3 years of more contending. You got Norman that could fly over to either Philly or go to Washington. Honestly, send him to Washington just because he can score for them and they need a 2 anyways. And then I think everyone's happy in that deal. I know it's crazy. Yeah. But if you make that adjustment to that deal you're having there, Hezzy, I promise you, my dude. I promise you. We will see Bradley Beal here.
They gotta go full my GM in this. Coach K gotta be the GM for the Raptors,
I don't know though. I don't know if Philly takes it though. Why give Ben Simmons for Kyle Lowry? That's their thinking.
Yeah, but I feel like they're kind of done with Ben Simmons now.
No, but this season they're kind of nice with it. Like they finally learned that they put 2 shooters around Ben Simmons.
I mean, you're right. It makes sense, right? Because they definitely built the roster better around him. But like, did they not just try to trade the man off? Like they had him traded off, and then they got finessed. Huh?
Yeah.
When for James Harden?
Yeah, he was pretty much gone. Like the trade was almost final, and then it was literally saved because Brooklyn found out and said, "All right, we got a third team involved. Let's make it happen." And obviously, the Houston Rockets like that more than getting Ben Simmons, which again made sense.
Exactly.
I just kept hearing that Philly wasn't like as much as people were rumoring them, like Daryl Morey didn't even want James Harden. He was like, "Why would I want James Harden again? I just left him. Why would I trade for him? Why would I give up a 23, 24-year-old Ben Simmons for a 32? No, that was never happening. Right?
I mean,
for Philly to give up Ben Simmons, it's gotta be more than Kyle. I'm telling you. I think it makes more sense for Philly to give up that Rook, Maxey.
He's good.
He's probably gone too.
That's something that I think look at me like, all right, we'll play him at the 2 at least. Him and he can learn from Westbrook. And then when Westbrook's done, but you know what I mean. And obviously taking the Raptors 8 first rounders, it's not even a thing. Like that's a given. But I mean, it's possible. We could get Bradley Beal, or we just keep it and hope for the best. I think that's where the Raptors are right now. They can make a trade and go and then or just keep it and
so I was gonna say a couple years back when Rudy Gay was over at the Raptors, and it was Rudy Gay, Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan. We were 7-11. We were 7-11, and that's where they made the trade of trading off Rudy Gay. What's our record right now? What is our record right now?
7-11.
It's
Okay, so
Masai.
Bradley Beal's
It
coming
better be
in now.
7-11.
Masai, it's time. So you never know. Something's coming up.
It has to be because which way are they going? If they don't make a trade, we're pretty much talking about a team that's not making the playoffs. That's going to be looking to rebuild because what are you going to say to those guys? Oh, we're going to run it back with this core again and try to compete for the title? No. You have to. I think Siakam will be gone if they don't make a move by the end of the season.
Yeah.
Like Siakam
Well,
will
Lowry
be
would
gone.
definitely be gone.
Lowry's gone in free agency, but that's the thing. I think Lowry's gone by trade deadline because if you let Kyle Lowry walk away without getting anything for him, like you're screwed, right? Like you now have to rely on hopefully free agency to get some low level player to come in and fill in a role now, and then you have to go rebuild through the draft and get stars in the draft unless they get the first pick this year. Like if they get lucky, maybe, but. I just think that the Raptors need to make moves now or make moves before trade deadline. Lowry should not last the season, either winning or losing.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to Philly. Philly wants him. They even want him with Ben Simmons still. They might not trade Ben Simmons. They want to keep
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Embiid and Simmons and get Lowry. And I think for the Raptors, they'll end up probably taking Maxey and what's the other one? Thurbo or whatever his name is?
Thibault?
Thibault, yeah. They
know.
might take
do that
him
in a
back
heartbeat.
as a
No.
defender.
Well, now we'll
But you
take.
know
We'll
what?
have to take
I would-
Harris.
No, but I would take those guys and then send them in a package deal then for Bradley Beal. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you could send about 8 first rounders, like okay, maybe 6 if this be more realistic, with those young guys to Washington. And as a team like Washington, I would have no choice but to take it because I'm getting these picks. I'm getting these young players we can help build and fix the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Westbrook is done. If they keep Westbrook, they're stupid. All right. I know Scott Brooks. I'm sorry for he's done too. He gotta go.
Yeah,
He
honestly,
gotta go.
Feel bad for him.
Sorry, Derwin, but
No, I was just going.
it's all good. If they don't make a trade and like they don't trade Lowry or whatever, which they should, I honestly think when it comes down to draft time, I think they should make their move there and trade up in the draft. Because honestly, Cunningham on the Raptors, that would be nice. That backcourt would be really nice with him and Freddie. That would be really
Get Cooper. Get Cooper.
Or Sharif Cooper. You never.
I like that kid.
I like him too.
He might be undersized,
I don't think.
but I would take him to be the new Lowry to Freddie, and you have those two running your backcourt.
Exactly.
Oh my lord!
Like this draft class is
NBA would look at them.
This draft class is stacked. So honestly, I say if they want to like rebuild through the draft, even pick up some role players in free agency and just build off of there, I wouldn't be mad about it, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wouldn't be
it's
mad.
Time.
Yeah,
it's time to make a decision. If we rebuild, I think you have young enough players that if you do rebuild through the draft, it wouldn't be the worst thing. Like if they do end up getting a high pick and only Lowry's the only thing they lose this year, that's not bad. Yeah. But I think the reality is then you have to at least trade Kyle Lowry. So that's what I mean. They got to do something this year. You can't leave this roster alone. There has to be something that's going to be done by trade deadline because that's going to be the last chance they have to get any value out of Kyle Lowry and then go from there. If you want to rebuild through the draft, rebuild through the draft, right? Go draft some young guys who are talented because this draft will be deep, as you're right. There's going to be a deep draft. It may be not elite talent, but it's going to be a lot of talent that you could plug into your team and win now. Yeah. So there is that benefit, but the Raptors need a big. I don't think this draft gives us a big we need.
Chris Boucher's been playing well of recent. But
Chris Boucher is a backup 5.
Yeah.
Chris Boucher, I listen, I know all of us love Chris Boucher. I love him.
Yeah.
He's a backup.
Yeah. He
on a title contending team. I mean, yeah. I want to say he's still young, but he's unfortunately he's 28, 29 now. So
he's in his prime right now.
He's in the NBA. Yeah, exactly. So,
but we could all acknowledge.
But $5 a game is still pretty nice, man.
No, I'm not gonna lie. That is
$5 a game is still pretty nice.
It's not bad. I will say this: we all can acknowledge that we knew Masai at least had a plan to get Giannis. Everyone can understand that. Like I think that's the only thing as a Raptor fan I know that Masai has our backs. He will never not try to at least put his team and his own players in a position to be happy.
Yeah.
Right. So I know for a fact that Lowry's not happy here. Maybe you make a trade for him so he goes somewhere else and compete. But
Masai needs to sign back himself.
Yeah, I know. He needs to.
That's another scary thing.
He hasn't done it yet, has he?
Nope.
I heard New York was an option.
No.
I swear.
No,
swear.
not anymore.
Not anymore.
They got their guy, Leon Rose. That's their guy now, and they're doing great things over there. The only team I can see,
and they're doing
him
great
going
things
to
with him,
is the Clippers.
The Clippers? Not even
The
like
Clippers.
Washington?
No, he won't go to a broken franchise. He wants to go. His goal is to build a dynasty. You can see that's the next objective. He's now proven he can take a team from complete destruction and then make it into a winner. I think now, can he make a team into dynasty? It's like Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey left Houston. He abandoned ship because he took a team that was on route of going downhill, but he kept them afloat and got them to a point where they could have an MVP player and be competitive in the West, right? Even make it almost to the finals. And then he went to Philly with a young core that has the potential to win a championship. So these GMs are smart. I think Masai would go to the Clippers. He would take over for Lawrence Frank, who's doing a terrible job, in my opinion. How do you go into the season without a point guard at all? Is a joke to me.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I just don't understand that. So I think if Masai was to go there, his first job would be to get a point guard. And
Kyle Lowry.
Right. He would probably go and get Kyle Lowry, and they might end up winning the whole damn thing. Because if Lowry doesn't get traded to Philly, it's just by trade deadline, guys, I'm telling you this right now, the Clippers might be a problem.
Raptors 2.0.
Yep.
Paul George instead of Pascal. Oh, that's weird.
Right? They called it Tampa Bay Raptors. Nah, man. Called the Los Angeles Raptors now.
Yeah.
Let's go. I would be really sad to see that happen, but
right?
I think that's a good way to end off our last question. So thank you everyone for watching Rapid Fire here on Extra Step. We're gonna do something new just now. Drop a comment, your favorite Kobe moment. You know, just to freshen up, see what you guys think about, see what you guys really know, and anything else you guys have to say before we conclude here.
Just make sure you guys please subscribe. Please
like, subscribe. You know the deal.
Yes, all this stuff. Again, thank you, Josh, for coming on today.
Oh, it was a pleasure, man.
I mean, it's great to talk basketball with you. I hope that in the future we could do another podcast and have you talking again. Please, guys, follow him at Mississauga Basketball. He does post some hella good shit. He's a hell of a good coach. Best believe that. We gonna be the future of the city.
Get some good shit. Get some knowledge. That's what he gives.
That's it. I'm telling you. But anyways.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Later.